the chosen one. Something secret, hidden, weird, and divinely choreographed is going to happen in your life. And once it happens, nothing will be the same again. You've sensed the change, haven't you? That little push in your spirit, that tug that pulls you towards something you can't explain with reasoning but feel deep in your soul. You've gone through the flames, suffered stillness, and experienced delays. But now the stillness is going to end. The wait is about to end, and it will not be via the channels you anticipated. Instead, it will take the shape of an out-of-the-ordinary, unexpected transaction that will leave everyone around you startled. This is a moment of heavenly surprise. Be ready. Before we go any farther, I want you to keep this fact near. Everything that follows from this point on is in accordance with divine timing. You're not seeing this video on accident. This message has arrived at the perfect time for you. So remain with this film to the finish, since your spirit is getting ready to accept what's going to happen and write your best wishes. In addition, the remarks include the numeral 777. This number resonates with global fulfillment, manifestation, and breakthrough. When you write it, you send a signal into the cosmos indicating that you are ready to receive. You're ready to align. You're ready to say yes to the impossible. I choose one like this video. If you have not already done so, subscribe to the channel. Let us begin, chosen one. Let's make things clear. The world will find it difficult to comprehend what is going to take place. It could even take you off guard. But it will be the answer to your most heartfelt prayers. The unusual deal that is on its way is more than simply financial. It's spiritual, emotional, and energetic. It is a change, a movement, a hitherto unnoticed accord being concluded in higher realms, and now it is being expressed materially. It may be a communication from a stranger, a chance deposit, a missed opportunity resurrected, or a contract landing into your lap without effort. It might be something as simple as someone remembering your name at the perfect moment, yet it will send off a tsunami of abundance, alignment, and miraculous transformation in your life. For a long time, you were hiding in plain sight. Your worth was disregarded. Your presence was underestimated. You were planted, not buried. People didn't see the difference when others pushed on. Your blessings were clearly being routed profoundly. You were not being delayed. You were being safeguarded. And now, the miraculous transaction that is about to reach you will transform the whole game. It will show that divine timing is not late. It's exact. When God is the creator of the trade, even the most unusual transaction becomes a miracle in motion. Heaven has written a spiritual receipt in your name, stamped an invoice, and paid it in full. There is a process underway that cannot be reversed. You may not see it yet, but your name is on something enormous, preserved, and designed just for you. And because your soul remained open, your faith remained unwavering, even when you had every reason to quit up. You now meet the requirements for what others will refer to as sudden. However, it is not abrupt. It's the payoff for all you've gone through in quiet. Everything you sowed secretly. Everything you believed lacked apparent evidence. You must prepare your soul, heart, and surroundings. Because when this bizarre transaction takes place, it will bring not just a breakthrough, but also exposure. People will question, how did this happen to them? They will not know how long you waited, wept, sacrificed, and prayed. They will witness the transaction, but not the planning. They will see the results, but not the obedience. But you'll know. You will understand that this was divine recompense. There's a supernatural retribution. A transaction that changed not just your bank account, but your whole fate. Yes, some will not comprehend it. Some will attempt to explain it away. Others may ask why it occurred to you. But here is the reality. They didn't notice how much you paid. The spiritual conflict. You battled through those emotional evenings. You weathered the financial blows. You assimilated while maintaining your uniqueness. This isn't luck. This isn't a coincidence. This is the divine order at work. You are live evidence that something weird and sacred can merge to become something unstoppable. You were born with spiritual money. You possess a heavenly frequency that causes things to change when you enter a room. You've been divinely underrated for far too long. We use the super thanks button on YouTube jointly. Let us promote faith, hope, and love bringing light not just into our own lives, but also to those who need it the most. Your donation provides a source of inspiration and healing for many individuals. So here's the change from this point on. Do not question what seems too good, a deal that appears out of nowhere. Do not question it. That opportunity that arrives at your door. Don't wait. That statement that seems out of place yet profound. Right? Don't disregard it. The uncommon will become the norm for you from now on. The supernatural will become normal. Miracles will become your new rhythm. And the odd will be proof of God's favor pouring abundantly in your life. Make this a defining moment. Let it be a before and after moment. Because what's coming will not fit into your existing tale. It will not match your previous designs. It will not be consistent with your previous restrictions. You're entering into a heavenly paradox. You're transitioning from hidden to emphasized, waiting to winning, and neglected to overflowing. And it all starts with a transaction so sublime and inexplicable that it could only come from above. So get ready. You could wake up tomorrow and everything has changed. You may get a phone call, an email, a transfer, a letter, or anything seemingly little yet significant. You may feel the release before you see the outcome, but believe me, the transaction has already begun. The spiritual signature has already been applied. The only thing remaining is your preparation, alignment, and open heart. This weird transaction has your name all on it. The chosen one. Everything is being reorganized for your greatest benefit. Even behind the scenes, there are things that do not make sense. Divine powers are rearranging the parts of your life to create way for a permanent change. This weird transaction isn't simply about what you'll get. It's about who you become as you accept it. You are not just receiving a blessing, you are being altered by it. And the transformation will be so profound, so accurate, that your reflection will seem more strong when you view yourself once this is completed. You may not have seen the records, documentation, or specifics yet, but heaven has already signed off. Spiritually, the accord is finalized. You simply haven't seen it yet in the tangible world. But it's on its way. In fact, it's closer than the next breath. That unexpected message, that miraculous deposit, that unusual connection. It's the bridge, and you don't need to push it. You will not have to pursue it. It is on its way to you, since it was written just for you. This is the kind of deal that does not create headlines, yet it produces miracles. It may not become viral on the internet, but it will be forever in your life. When you come into a location, people will notice that something about you has changed. There will be a new frequency in your aura and a new energy in your presence. Because what was moved into your life is more than just money. It's spiritual clarity, emotional tranquility, and heavenly approval. You are entering into divine affirmation, which no one could take away from you. This transaction will correct any ambiguities others knew about you. It will wipe out the falsehoods uttered behind your back. It will remove any question that threatened your trust. When this transition is obvious, individuals who previously ignored you will suddenly pay attention to you. They will marvel how you were able to climb despite all that occurred against you. They will strive to grasp it, but it was not intended for them to understand. It was intended for you to get this blessing, and the oddest thing is that it may come from someone you hardly know, a name you've never heard before, a source you were not previously aware of. That is how God sometimes operates, via the unexpected and unusual. And you'll recognize Him, because there will be tranquility throughout the process. Silence serves as confirmation, a spiritual peace in your soul, even before the tangible benefit comes. That's how you'll know the transaction has started. It will seem too perfect to be planned by man, and too aligned to be a coincidence, too amazing to be luck. That is how divine favor functions using supernatural reasoning. The chosen one, your spiritual account, has been gaining popularity. Throughout those days, you remained loyal deposits. All the times you donated without being acknowledged. Deposit. It's all the times you answered yes to purpose, even if it meant paying a comfort deposit. The withdrawal process is now underway, and it will not be partial. It will be completed. You're going to reap the full value of what you have invested with your soul, heart, and trust. Furthermore, you will not be responsible for providing an explanation to anybody. This is a transaction between you and God, between you and your destiny. between you and what you've been quietly creating in the shadows. This is a time of divine disruption, not chaos but breakthrough, not loss but legacy. And when it strikes, you'll realize that it was never about money, notoriety, or attention. It was all about alignment. It was about being in the correct frequency to receive something that would alter the whole rhythm of your existence. The old method is coming to an end. The previous version of you is retiring. What comes next needs you to be uplifted, powerful, and healed, and this transaction will permanently activate that version. Some of you will get this via a new relationship, while others will take it as a forgotten promise fulfilled. Some will enjoy an unexpected cash windfall, while others will have access to riches they never believed possible. Whatever the form, the goal is the same: to propel you to the next level, to provide proof that what you've been feeling and preparing for is genuine. Here's the kicker. It will occur spontaneously. You will not have to plan. You will need to manipulate. You will not have to push. All you have to do is remain in harmony. Stay true and grateful. Keep the faith, because it is the vibration that unlocks the vault. That is the key to activating what you already have. When you trust, when you yield, the transaction moves quicker. Resistance causes a delay. Faith increases it. You are being positioned for divine evidence. Proof that you are supported. Proof that your prayers have been heard. Proof that your name was murmured in areas you've never been. Don't disregard the indications. The change is slight, but the consequences will be huge. Now is not the time to shrink. Now is not the time to inquire. Now is the time to prepare. Your account is going to overflow. Yes, spiritual, economical, and emotional. Some of you are going to hear a message that will give you pause. A bargain that seems too convenient. A seemingly bizarre moment. Do not overthink it. Pray about it. Listen for confirmation. Above everything, keep open. Stay available. The oddest blessing demands the most open heart. Don't overlook it because it's unfamiliar. Embrace it because it is magnificent. And after the transaction is over, you'll look back and grin because you'll understand the delays were not intentional. They were divinely timed. The hardships were not punishments. They were preparing. The quiet did not signify desertion. It was an alignment. And now everything is coming together. Not by force or terror, but via divine release. You were picked for this. Not everyone experiences such a miracle. Not everyone is prepared for this kind of shift. But you are. This is why it's coming to you. That is how this video reached you. That is why you have been noticing an increase in energy around you. Because the transaction has already begun. The chosen one. This is larger than money. This is destiny's acceleration. This is a spiritual legacy. This is heavenly appreciation of your quiet fights and unwavering faith. Your heart has never given up. And now it is your time to receive. Be ready. The weird transaction is genuine, and it is already heading toward you. The chosen one. Pay close attention. This isn't merely a gift that fits into your existing tale. This is the kind of heavenly interruption that replaces your narrative. This odd transaction will do more than just supply. It will redefine. It will completely change the way others see you. The exact version of your life that others believe they knew. It's going to be enhanced in such a dramatic fashion that you'll be surprised at how quickly things change in your favor. The old regulations no longer apply. The door, which had been locked for years, suddenly opens. You will need a key. The transaction is the key. Let's go deeper. The current shift is not based on performance. It is depending on position. You were at the right place at the right moment in the spirit, even when it seemed like nothing was occurring. The most crucial transaction in your life had already been recorded into your chronology. This is unlike any other transaction you've ever had. This is not due to effort or hustling. This is the product of divine heritage, global justice, and the spiritual law, declaring that it is your moment now. You have been committed to progress, even when there was no applause. You've persevered on your course, even when it was lonely. And that is why this transaction will come to you. Not because you spoke the loudest, but because you stood firm. The deepest heaven recognizes those who persevere, not just those who shine. And now is your turn to shine, because you persevered. Strangeness has a hallowed quality to it. Most people reject things they do not comprehend. But you've learned to walk based on faith rather than reasoning. You've accepted that favor is not always fair, and benefits are not always predictable. That's why you were picked for this weird transaction. Because you will not doubt it once it comes. You will recognize it. You'll sense the heavenly touch behind it. You will understand the language of miracles, because you've been saying it in your heart for so long. And absolutely, this deal will be accelerated. Some benefits take years to manifest, but then there are benefits that make up for the whole previous year in 1 minute. This is the moment. This is the kind of transaction that transforms what the opponent intended as hurt into indisputable good. The type of heavenly agreement where suffering transforms into strength. The detour becomes direction, and rejection becomes redirection. This transaction will change your timeline and repay your tears. So be cautious how you talk right now. Be aware of the energy you carry. You're entering a spiritual bank where things are being credited in your favor. Doubt is very costly to entertain. Fear is too expensive to bear. This transaction needs trust. This transaction is based on the frequency of faith. It does not react to panic. It reacts to peacefulness. You're already authorized, already verified, already marked for release. Let's speak about the consequences when this transaction is completed. It will influence not only you, but also the environment. Your family will feel it. Your atmosphere will transform. Your resources will grow. People around you will begin to experience overflow, because this gift is generational, not just personal. What is being transmitted into your life has repercussions. You're not just being blessed. You are becoming a blessing station. Someone will be dispatched to you as part of this transaction. Look out for it. Someone whose words open doors. Someone's presence confirms your next move. This individual may seem random, yet they are a divine courier. A vessel carries the lesson or opportunity that initiates the next phase. Don't shrug it off. Do not minimize it. When you walk with spiritual awareness, even the odd becomes holy. You are entering a zone where miracles will seem natural, answers will come before the issue has finished speaking, and supplies will appear without explanation. That is proof that a suspicious transaction happened. Life will no longer seem like a struggle. It will feel like a stream, a consistent flow of grace, kindness, and guided steps. And this is what no one tells you. Once this transaction is completed, both your internal and outward worlds will have shifted significantly. You will experience a new degree of tranquility. You'll have clarity where there was previously uncertainty, confidence where there was once dread, and a deep, unwavering belief that you were never alone and that the delays were not punishment. They were a magnificent partnership,